has come to me. Happiness comes so seldom. That has come to me. Happiness comes so seldom. That has come to me. But it comes to the end of my life. Jesus saved me a time. Happiness comes so seldom. That has come to me. Happiness comes so seldom. That has come to me. Happiness comes so seldom. That has come to me. Running fast for the edge of my life. Jesus saved me a time. Happiness comes so seldom. That has come to me. Happiness comes so seldom. That has come to me. Happiness comes so seldom. That has come to me. Running fast for the edge of my life. Jesus saved me a time. Happiness comes so seldom. That has come to me. Happiness comes so seldom. That has come to me. Happiness comes so seldom. That has come to me. Running fast for the edge of my life. Jesus saved me a time. Jesus saved me a time. Happiness comes so seldom. That has come to me. Happiness comes so seldom. That has come to me. Happiness comes so seldom. That has come to me. Running fast for the edge of my life. Jesus saved me a time. Happiness comes so seldom. That has come to me. Happiness comes so seldom. That has come to me. Happiness comes so seldom. That has come to me. Running fast for the edge of my life. Jesus saved me a time. Happiness comes so seldom. That has come to me. Happiness comes so seldom. That has come to me. Happiness comes. That has come to me. Running fast for the edge of my life. Jesus saved me a time. It is here in the Father's kingdom. It was there for me. You took me, and you washed away my sins. You washed away my sins.
You ready? You're listening to the Real Pineapple Podcast Network. Good evening. Pardon me. Ladies, gentlemen, they and gays. This is the Real Pineapple. This is your humble host, Hunter, here. I'm joined by Milo the cat. Hi, Milo. Yeah, Milo says hi to all of you out there. Hope you're having a great Memorial Day weekend. It's kind of officially the start of Memorial Day weekend. So to all of those who have served and to those who have lost, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for your service. I hope you take a moment to think about that. I know everyone's like, yeah, day off, but like, please take some time to actually reflect on that. It's really important, especially in the times we're living in right now. That's not something that can just be fucking passed over and ignored. But pardon me. With that said, I was gonna do a long stream tonight, but I'm gonna be real, y'all. I've been up. Uh, Josh, what up, homie? Josh from Afternoon Tune. If y'all have not checked out Afternoon Tune, you need to check out the Afternoon Tune. As much as I give Josh and Nick, they are producing some of the best content on the net right now. Got a lot of respect for the crew over at Afternoon Tune, and big shout out to the homie Doomsday Tay, who's playing. She's not playing Call of Duty right now. Homie, wait, are you playing Call of Duty right now? No, that's not COD. Wait, is that COD? Yeah, you are playing Call of Duty. Yeah, I was like, wait, I haven't played a Call of Duty game in a fucking minute. Hunter should be working on Memorial Day. Yeah, no, my black ass is off. So, haha, nice try. I am not working on Monday. So, but yeah, y'all. So, I can't share the information yet, but next month there will be something that will. I'll just simply say I have some news next month. So just I will have an announcement on that as we get closer to it. But yeah, some updates coming your way in terms of the podcast, and I will just kind of leave it at that for right now. So, but yeah, keep an eye out for that. With that said, tomorrow or today, technically, I am gonna probably do a little short stream because I did see a couple movies over last week that I do want to review. So I'll probably do a review for Is God Is and for I Love Boosters, which I checked out today before work. So I'll have a review for both of those probably today, later on today. But with that said, I did want to go ahead and get my thoughts out on AEW Double or Nothing. That is the pay-per-view tomorrow or today. God damn it. It's Sunday right now. It's 12:24 where I'm at. So yes, it is Sunday. But I did want to go and kind of get my thoughts on AEW Double or Nothing in terms of what I think is going to happen potentially. So I've enjoyed the build to this show as I have enjoyed the build to most AEW shows because AEW rarely fucking misses for me. AEW is kind of amazing, and considering what WWE is doing right now or the lack of what they're doing, I think it's very clear that AEW has a lot of momentum right now. I will say myself, there are some matches that have been built up better than others, and I will get into that as we go through predictions. But yeah, so with that said, if you randomly hear meow, that's probably Samuel over on the other side of the house. He's howling right now. Yeah, shut up, Joshua. And thanks for the love, Doomsday Tay. Seriously, seriously, follow Doomsday Tay. Go follow her right now. You can pause my shit and go follow her, twitch.tv/Doomsday Tay. That's Doomsday and then TAYY. Go check her out, and then go check out Afternoon Tune, twitch.tv/Afternoon Tune. You will not regret it. They're both fucking excellent. So with that said, get my drink on here. Nah, man, like I said, as much shit as I give you, nothing but love, man. Yeah, Josh and Nick and the crew do a great job over on the Afternoon Tune channel stream. Josh has been getting more into games too, which has actually been fun to watch. So yeah, definitely go and check them out. So with that said, AEW Double or Nothing, It looks like a great fucking card as per usual. I will say I think last year's card I do like. I do like more because it had two banger matches in the OM Cup final in Will Ospreay versus Hangman Page for the men, and then Jamie Hayter versus Mercedes Moné on the women's side. I I do think last year's card was a little better, but I think this card is still stacked. Uh, trying to kiss up to me, so I'll take it easy on him in fantasy. I am 2-0 against you, homie. So yeah, I don't need you to take it easy on me on fantasy. But with that said, I do think this card is really stacked. So there is always a pre-show for these AEW pay-per-views. So there is going to be that starts at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we've got 3 matches on the pre-show. We've got a 5-minute tag team eliminator match, which is Divine Dominion, which is Megan Bayne and Lana Cross, who I'm huge fans of their work. Huge fans of their work on Independence and in Stardom. I'm so happy they're both in AEW. They have been dominant women's tag team champions. I really love this 5-minute challenge, like the whole kind of Taz survive if I let you aspect to the gimmick. I really fucking dig that. And both off for both. Oh my god, good lord, I am tired. They look like champions. They're running that tag division right now. I do wonder what the end game kind of is, because I would have them at least hold the titles until All In, if not maybe even till Full Gear, like maybe till September. But I'll kind of get into my logic on that. So they basically, as long as Zeta Steel and Viva Van, fans of both of theirs as well, if they can survive 5 minutes to get a title shot, I think this will be the closest anyone has gotten. I think the closest right now anyone has lasted against them is like 2 minutes, 15 seconds. Like they've just been beating the shit out of everybody. So I don't see them unfortunately getting a title shot and surviving 5 minutes. I think maybe this goes 3 minutes, and Divine Dominion goes ahead and wins and continues a run of dominance. It feels like the end game here is going to be the Brawling Birds, Jamie Hayter and Alex Wenza getting the title shot in London at All In. That's what in August. That's what it feels like we're leading to. But I'll be real, at the same time, I would really love that to end up being like a 4-way tag match, because I think you can have Divine Dominion versus the Brawling Birds versus the Sisters of Sin, Julia Hart and Sky Blue, and then have Tay J in there, Anna Jay and Ty Conti. I think that'd be a great 4-way, and I think that's an interesting way to potentially get the titles off of Divine Dominion without having them lose it. I know it's a bit of a cop out, but that's how I would actually. I rarely like having the champions not getting pinned or submitted to lose their titles, but this is one of those cases where I actually would pull that trigger. I would personally. I think the Sisters of Sin deserve to win it. I know this is a pay-per-view a couple months down the road, but that's what I would do. I think the Sisters of Sin should actually end up leaving Wembley as women's tag team champions. I don't think that'll happen. I think it will be Brawling Birds. But if I'm booking AEW, which, hey, Tony Khan, you need help on the booking committee, holla at your boy. I think that's what should happen. But I think Divine Dominion wins it here. Moving on, we have a tag team match. Boom and Doom, which is a Big Boom AJ, which I won't lie, like I know nothing about this fucker in terms of being a celebrity, but he's actually not a bad wrestler. Like he feels like he's taking it more seriously than a lot of people do. So I gotta give him credit for that. He's actually looked pretty decent in the ring. But it's Big Boom AJ and QT Marshall and members of the conglomeration, which is Mark Briscoe, Orange Cassidy, and Roderick Strong in this case. Taking on Shane Taylor Promotions, Shane Taylor, Anthony Ogogo, the captain, Sean Dean, and Charlie Bravo and Lee Moriarty. The conglomeration and Boom and Doom, they're gonna win this match. it should be Shane Taylor Promotions. I would prefer it be Shane Taylor Promotions, but them losing this match, it won't hurt STP. I will say too, considering Shane Taylor Promotions just lost the trios titles to Dalton Castle and the Outrunners in Ring of Honor, I would really like to see Shane Taylor Promotions get some gold in the form of the tag team titles, just the tag titles. I think Captain Sean Dean and Charlie Bravo are well deserving of the tag straps. I don't watch Ring of Honor as much as I would like to because life, but I really do like. I not even like. I fucking love Shane Taylor Promotions. Shane Taylor is basically the Mike Tomlin of wrestling. Like, I would run through a wall for that motherfucker. I fucking love Shane Taylor. And if I'm booking Tony Khan, holla at your boy. If I'm booking Ring of Honor, as much as I love Bandito as Ring of Honor World Champion, and let me be clear, I fucking adore the Most Wanted man. I think Bandito has had an insane run as Ring of Honor champion. As someone who watched Ring of Honor growing up, I think he is in the top. Oh shit! I say top 5 at worst Ring of Honor reigns in the history of the promotion. I think Bandito has been fucking incredible. Yeah, I fucking love Bandito. Shane Taylor should be the man to go ahead and beat him for the Ring of Honor World Championship when that day comes. It should be Shane Taylor. But I do think that Boom and Doom and the conglomeration go ahead and get the win here. And then the main event of the pre-show 0 hour is going to be the Death Riders, the combination of Claudio Castagnoli, Daniel Garcia, and Wheeler Yuta versus the Ops, which is going to be Anthony Bowens, Hook, and Katsuyori Shibata. I'm actually torn on this one because I think Ospreay is going to be that's kind of giving it away, but Will Ospreay will beat Samoa Joe in their matchup later on tonight. I feel like the Ops win here. That's what I think. I think the Ops get the win here, and that kind of puts a little bit of uncertainty in the air from Moxley later on in his match against Kyle O'Reilly. So I'm gonna take the Ops here. I think Anthony Bowens will get the pin or the submission on. I'll say he'll probably pin Yuta. Yuta's been kind of taking some pins recently, so I'm gonna say Bowens gets the pin on Wheeler Yuta and the Ops win. So moving on to the main card here, we've got the Women's Own Cup quarterfinal, which is going to be Athena versus Mina Shirakawa. I'm really fucking bummed for Willow Nightingale. For those of you who don't know, the one of the matches was supposed to be Alex Windsor versus Willow Nightingale, and Willow Nightingale is out with a shoulder injury. So not only did she have to go ahead and withdraw from the Owen Hart tournament, she had to go ahead and relinquish the TBS championship. So I'm very curious what the hell is going to happen with that TBS title. I will save that for another video. I have some opinions on who should get that strap. Personally, I would do a tournament. I know it's a little like doing another tournament right after the Owen, but given the circumstances and the fact it is it is the TBS championship, I would do a tournament. I would do a 16-woman tournament, but I will save that for another stream. But here, Athena, the forever Ring of Honor Women's Champion, I do think she drops that title before September. I think it's time. She should lose it in a one-on-one match. As much as Athena has meant to Ring of Honor, and as fantastic as Athena has been as the Ring of Honor Women's World Champion. How many times? Actually, I'm trying to think of how long her title reign has been. It's been years. Like, she's literally had the belt for a couple years. Athena, Ring of Honor Women's title reign days. So she's had the title for 1,261 days. Like, she has been destroying the competition. And she's been fantastic. Like they've built the Ring of Honor brand around Athena. So I think that is an incredible win. I know people don't watch Ring of Honor like they watch, other, Ring of, like AEW and other promotions. But Ring of Honor has. I'm very happy that Tony Khan owns Ring of Honor. I really hope they do get a TV deal at some point in the next 12 months, but or a streaming deal. I really dig Ring of Honor when I get a chance to watch it. I typically kind of just catch the pay-per-views. I'm not watching the weekly TV as much. But Athena's been fucking fantastic in her role as a forever champion. Mina Shirakawa right now, I really like that Mina's getting used as often as she is. She needs to start winning. Like, I think she would actually be a perfect TBS Women's Champion. I think she would actually be fantastic in that role. Again, I will get to that, but she doesn't beat Athena here. Athena rarely loses, and as much respect as I have for Mina Shirakawa, and I do, Athena should end up in the finals of this tournament. So, in order for that to happen, she has to beat Mina Shirakawa. So Mina Shirakawa loses here. I think she'll put up a hell of a fight. I would give these ladies, 14 minutes, between like 14 18 minutes. But yeah, there's no way that Mina wins here. Athena goes ahead and gets a victory. Moving on to the men's side, the quarterfinal of the men's Own Heart Cup. We've got Swerve Strickland, whose house, Swerve's house, versus Bandito, the Ring of Honor world champion. As I just mentioned, Bandito has been a fucking amazing Ring of Honor world champion. I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see his match. This is actually maybe my second most anticipated match. Third. Shit. Actually, I'll have to think about that. It might be my second most anticipated match on the entire card. I love how vicious Swerve Strickland was at Supercard of Honor, jumping Bandito, giving him the breaker on the chair. Like, Swerve looked like a killer, and I really like this new kind of dimension they're adding with his character, where he just wants to take everything. Like, he wants to rule the world. Like, it's very super villain. And if you watch AEW regularly and you see Swerve at the pay-per-views, he's been busting out, the Mr. Terrific inspired ring attire. He busts out some Green Lantern inspired attire. Like, Swerve's a fucking nerd, but the motherfucker knows how to go ahead and just get his point across and use his ring attire to tell a story. He is one of the most creative people in the game right now. I fucking adore Swerve Strickland. Bandito, ever since coming back from that wrist injury a couple years ago, it's been turning out banger after banger after banger, and I think this match could be match of the night. I'm genuinely hyped for this match, but in the end, Swerve Strickland needs to win this match, because I believe that our final is going to be Swerve Strickland Ospreay. Like, I don't see a world where it's not that match. And the finals taking place at Forbidden Door, that would be fitting, considering I can't remember if it was last year or the year before. I think it was it last year? I think maybe it was like 2 years ago. But in the last couple of years, Swerve and Will Ospreay, that was the main event at Forbidden Door for the AEW World Championship when Swerve was champion. So them running that back, that just feels like a no duh. So I feel like Swerve goes ahead and gets the win here. I'm gonna be that person. I like this match. I'm not excited for this match. The Stadium Stampede match, which is Chris Jericho, the Hurt Syndicate, Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin in the Elite, Kenny Omega, Matt Jackson, Nick Jackson, I believe Jungle Boy's in there too. Yeah, it should be Jungle Jack Perry as well, versus the Demand, which is Ricochet, Bishop Khan, Toa Leona, the Don Callis family, Mark Davis, the AEW national champion, and Andrade El Idolo, and the Dogs, Clark Connors and David Finlay. So there has been overlap between these teams, like the Demand and the Hurt Syndicate. They've been feuding. The Don Callis family and the Elite have obviously been feuding. Obviously, Don Callis has his history of Kenny Omega, and the Dogs obviously have their history with the Elite from New Japan. So there is overlap here, but the Chris Jericho Ricochet feud just doesn't warrant Stadium Stampede. Like, I don't like that we're getting a Stadium Stampede match and Jericho's like one of the main catalysts in it. I don't love it. I thought what we were honestly building towards was going to be Anarchy in the Arena, and I thought it was going to be the Don Callis family versus the Death Riders. I thought that's what we were building towards, and to be honest, I would way rather watch that match than watch this one. So, but there really hasn't been a bad Stadium Stampede match yet. So, concerning the men involved, concerning the men involved, I know the match will be probably good at worst, but it's just not something I'm over the moon about. Jericho and company will go ahead and get the win here. I'm sure Jericho will probably pin Ricochet, but this is the match for me, to be honest, that I'm just the most like, I'm just on to be real. So yeah, but I'm sure it'll be entertaining, but I'm not over the moon about it. So with that said, moving on to a match I am hyped for, the AEW World Tag Team Championships, defended in an I Quit match. Dax Hardwood and Cash Wheeler. Why did I say Dash Hardwood? Harwood. Good. Wait, that's a Hardwood. Harwood. Good Lord. Did I mention I'm tired? Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler, accompanied by a Big Stoke, will take on Adam Copeland and Christian Cage in an I Quit match. You don't get a lot of I Quit matches of the tag team variety. I think that's a very interesting gimmick to go ahead and have here with this match. I think Christian, not even think, because think dictates that I have some doubt about it. Christian Cage has done the best work of his career since he's joined AEW. The whole patriarch gimmick has been a godsend. He has been one of the best performers in AEW in the history of AEW, heading into they're in year 6, I want to say now. Yeah, is that right? Year 6? Year 7. I think they're like 7 years in. 7 years into AEW, Christian Cage is a top 10 performer. Christian Cage has been fucking fantastic. And I'll be real, while I've enjoyed a good amount of Adam Copeland's stuff in AEW, Christian Cage has outshined him here. Like, it really has been the Christian Cage show between the two of them. And good. I'm really happy that Christian is getting his shine, because I've always personally liked Christian more as a performer. And so the fact that he's actually getting his props now, I'm like, good, man. When are we gonna get AI wrestlers? Hopefully fucking never. Yeah, I don't want to see that shit. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure WWE would be the first ones to do that shit, because WWE has no fucking shame. But yeah, so I think and I haven't even mentioned this. The FTR tag team title reign. I fucking love FTR. They are one of my favorite signings that AEW's ever had. They've been a revolution, pun very much intended, in terms of joining AEW. They fit in like a glove. I didn't think this partnership with Stokely Hathaway. Hey, Milo, thought that. I didn't think this partnership with Stokely would be anything. I didn't think it'd be as great as it was, and they fit in perfectly together in terms of a trio. So that is one thing also about AEW that I really like, that they've been bringing back more managers, and I really do like that kind of 70s 80s aspect of wrestling, of there being managers with teams. I like that shit. It's very old school wrestling to me, and FTR obviously has a lot of old school influences, obviously, like the AWA and the NWA, etc. But I think this is Cope and Christian's match to win. FTR, the thing that's interesting is that with WWE firing the New Day, which, my God, what a dumb fucking decision, and firing the Motor City Machine Guns, again, dumb fucking decision. there's a world where we get FTR versus like the Young Bucks versus the Motor City Machine Guns versus the New Day for a fatal four way number one contendership for the tag titles. Like there's a world where we get that. I think they have something planned for FTR. I just don't think the tag straps are going to be involved. I could easily see FTR winning the belts back in about a year, but I do think they've had a very fun reign. They took the belts off of Brodito, Brody King, and Bandito, another tag team that I thought was on fucking fire. But I do think it's time for FTR to drop the straps. One thing that I don't think people, especially wrestling fans, put nearly enough stock into is you don't have to have an 8, 9, 12-month reign for a reign to be successful. I believe FTR, they've had the belt since, what are we in? October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May. They've had the belts like 7, 8 months. They've had a great fucking reign. So yeah, I think it's time. I think it's time for them to go ahead and drop them. And I think Cope and Cage go ahead and pull it off here. Moving on to the AEW Continental Championship, we got Jon Moxley versus defending against Kyle O'Reilly. I'm very curious about this match because I think I know where the story is potentially going, because I believe, as many believe, Will Ospreay is going to go ahead and win the Owen and challenge for the AEW Men's World Championship in his home country of the UK, in Wembley at All In. I believe most people with a brainstem believe that's where we're heading. The thing that I'm intrigued by is Jon Moxley, because they've been running this whole story with the Death Riders and Will Ospreay. The Death Riders obviously tried to end Will Ospreay's career, but how they've been. What are you looking at, Milo? You're freaking me out. What do you see? Stop looking around. You're freaking me out. But they've been doing this kind of this gimmick or the storyline of Will Ospreay, where he's been kind of being like retrained, and like they've been helping him with like his neck and like building up his neck, and the Death Riders have been helping Will Ospreay. And so I think there is a world, because my head tells me that Jon Moxley retains here because he's never beaten Kyle O'Reilly. That's the big part of the story, is that he's never beaten O'Reilly, and that O'Reilly has Moxley's number right now. I really think Moxley retains here, but there is this part of me that goes, okay, if Moxley loses here, and then Will Ospreay goes ahead and wins the Owen, is that the catalyst for the Death Riders to kick Jon Moxley out? Because they've really been teasing that this might be it. Like Moxley might like just be ousted from his own group. Like there is a world that still happens. I wonder if Ospreay is gonna be the catalyst in order to get us there. So I'm very curious how they're gonna play this out. I'm gonna pick my head over my heart here. I'm gonna say Moxley wins, but I'll be real. I would not be mad at all if Kyle O'Reilly wins, because I love me some Kyle O'Reilly. I think he is a horribly underrated wrestler. As 1/3 of the Trios champions, I think it's been so great to have him back, and I would love to see him as Continental champion. Kyle 2 belts would be a lot of fun. I know it's hard to play 2 belts like a guitar, but that would kick so much ass. I would be so happy for Kyle O'Reilly. So no. My official prediction is Moxley, but again, I hope I'm wrong. That's where I'll leave it. The AEW Women's World Championship match is being defended in a fatal 4-way as Chris Statlander versus Jamie Hayter versus Hikaru Shida versus the champ, the Toxic Spider Tekla. So I have to apologize to Tekla. I was somewhat familiar with her in Stardom. I didn't get more into her work until she jumped to AEW, and then I went back and watched some matches that she had. And Tekla has been fucking amazing. I adore the toxic spider. She has a swagger about her where it feels like she's not trying. Like it's effortless how fucking cool she is. And I'm just loving what she's doing with her gimmick. I love the intensity that she brings to the role. The Triangle of Madness, her, Sky Blue, and Julia Hart. I feel like they're all elevating each other. I love that trio. I love that the way that they go ahead and work off each other. I just they're one of my favorite things on the roster. I absolutely love the Triangle of Madness, which is why I want Julia Hart and Sky Blue to go ahead and win those fucking tag titles. I believe they deserve them, and seeing all three of them with gold would kick ass. There is no chance Tekla loses here, and quite frankly, she shouldn't be losing the title here. She's doing fucking great. Do not take the title off her. And there's a lot of storyline stuff going on here. Statlander and Tekla still having their rivalry. But the big thing is going to be Hikaru Shida and Jamie Hayter, because Statlander and Shida have been teaming up. They've been teaming up in matches, but we've been seeing more of like this cocky Hikaru Shida. And look, there is a world where like heel Shida doesn't work out, but to be honest, you don't know until you try. I know a lot of people were kind of like, I don't know if a heel Ricochet would work. And I'll be real, y'all. I don't ever want to see Ricochet as a face again. His heel work since he's come to AEW has been fucking great. So pull the trigger on Shida. If she's not a good heel, then back to being a face. But I think she will be a very effective heel. And I like the way that she's been kind of like, no, Statlander, we're gonna be friends forever. And I'm just like, oh, you're gonna be terrible. You're gonna hit her with that kendo stick. And I'm excited. I'm excited for a Shida heel turn. I think it'll be fucking great. So, but yeah, Tekla goes ahead and she will go ahead and retain here. That is like this. That's like the one match I'm actually confident in. In the we got two more matches. The AEW International Championship. We've got the Rainmaker, Kazuchika Okada, defending against the Alpha, Konosuke Takeshita. So this match has been a little bit. This match has been interesting in terms of how we've gotten there, because we had Takeshita and Okada in the Continental Classic back at World's End. They had that excellent match back in December, where Okada used the screwdriver, as many members of the Don Callis family have. He went ahead and used the screwdriver to go ahead and beat Takeshita. And so Takeshida's really, like, they've been building this tension slowly but surely between Takeshita and Okada. Takeshida's had some big wins. He beat Kenny Omega twice in less than a week. He's had some bangers, like had a era-defining matchup against Bandito for that Ring of Honor World Championship. If you have not watched that match, it's literally on YouTube for free. Look up that fucking match. Konosuke Takeshita versus Bandito. Look up that fucking match. It's amazing. Okada, I think it's time. I think Okada is going to move up the card. I think he's going to be firmly in the championship picture for the rest of the year. I think this back half of the year, you're going to see Okada really more towards main events, which, quite frankly, is not a bad thing. I know there have been some complaints about Okada feeling like he kind of phones it in. I don't think he does. I think he's just doing more character work shit here and being more of a goofy heel, which is not a bad thing. His whole doing the Rainmaker pose and flipping people off, I love that shit. I think it's fucking great. I think Okada laughing whenever he's just a dick, that shit makes me so happy. I find genuine joy in that. But he still has a capacity to go ahead and turn out bangers. I think this will be a fucking banger. I am genuinely torn on this match. I do not know who's going to win. I feel like it's Takeshita's time, because one or two things are going to happen. Either Takeshita is going to go ahead and win, and I think that solidifies him as a face, and he leaves the Don Callis family, or Okada finds a way to screw him over and win again, and that's the catalyst for Takeshita breaking out and becoming his own man and being a face. which I think it's time for. I mean, the crowds are cheering Takeshita anyway, but you're noticing that Takeshita's being more noble and like not wanting to cheat. And he just had that match with Darby Allin for the AEW World Championship where Don Callis tried to give him the screwdriver and Takeshita was like, no, I'm going to win on my own. So the seeds are being planted, and Takeshita as a babyface, like pure babyface. I know, like I know he's not the strongest on the mic. I don't give a shit. Takeshita can go with anyone in the fucking game right now, bell to bell. Bell to bell. You could argue he's the best wrestler in the game right now. Takeshita's been fucking amazing. He's just gonna get better. So I'm gonna say, God damn. Now I'm actually kind of talking myself into Okada retaining. I'm gonna say Takeshita wins it. I'm a little hesitant, and I won't lie. I really do feel like there's a world where Okada retains, but some belts need to change hands here, and I think we're gonna have a couple title changes. So I'm gonna say Takeshita wins it. And then to our main event, title versus hair, as our world champion Darby Allin goes against Maxwell Jacob Freeman in his hometown. Because I know Plainview, Long Island is not far from New York, so they're close. But so the story here has been Darby Allin has been a fighting champion. He's had an insane amount of title defenses here. He's defended the title against Pac, the Bastard Pac. Oh my gosh, the aforementioned Tanosuke Takeshita. He's defended it against Sammy Guevara. He's defended it against Kevin Knight. He's defended against Speedball Mike Bailey. He defended against Tommaso Ciampa. Like, Darby Allin is just riding this title reign until the fucking wheels fall off. And that's the story they're telling. He's being a fighting champion. And the whole question is he being too negligent in terms of, of burning himself out with all these title defenses? MJF hasn't wrestled in like a month. So MJF will be rested. He'll be ready to go. But it is title versus hair. And so look, I went into this and I was like, man, I feel like this feels like this is where MJF wins the title back and becomes a 3-time AEW World Champion. That's what it feels like. However, there is a small part of me that's like, a bald MJF would require some really interesting character developments. And I think you could do some really interesting stuff with MJF. Like, I mean, obviously the hair will grow back, or he can go back to Turkey. But I do think that there's some amazing character work that you could do with MJF if you go ahead and have him lose this match. So, this is a match like kind of like Takeshita Okada. I'm really kind of torn on this match because I'm not very confident in saying either thing. Again, logic would dictate. I think that the MJF would retain or would regain the title, but I'm kind of like maybe Darby wins it. Like, there is a world where maybe Darby retains. So I'm against my better judgment because I'm going to Keshta. I'm fuck. I think I'm gonna say Darby retains. I'm gonna roll the dice, double or nothing. Fuck it. I'm gonna roll the dice. I'm gonna say Darby retains here. Because again, the bald MJF would just be fucking wild to see. Let me tell you. And for those of you who are wondering, that's why I keep that pile of clothes over there, because my Alexa go over there and explore. So, but yeah, y'all. So that's the show. Those are my predictions. So just to go through it real quick, I got Darby retaining against MJF. I have Tekla retaining. Got Takeshita beating Okada. Got John Moxley beating O'Reilly. I've got Christian and Cope, or Cage and Cope, beating FTR and becoming the new tag champs. I've got Jericho's team winning the Stadium Stampede. I've got Will Ospreay beating Samoa Joe. Swerve beating Bandito. Athena beating Mina Shirakawa. Death Riders and the Death Riders losing to the Ops. Boom and Doom and a conglomeration being Shane Taylor Promotions. And then Divine Dominion going ahead and winning their 5-minute tag team eliminator match. So I will have a review for AEW Double or Nothing, if not Monday, probably Wednesday before Dynamite. That'll actually probably be the mood now I think about it. But I will keep y'all updated on socials. I will have a stream. I'll have reviews up here soon for Is God Is and I Love Boosters. Go ahead and follow the show pretty much wherever you listen to podcasts, SoundCloud, or actually not on SoundCloud anymore. Never mind. Apple Podcasts, Podbean, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Amazon Music, and Tune Up, to name a few, at The Real Pineapple. You can go and follow the show on YouTube. Just go ahead and search The Real Pineapple. That's REEL, Pineapple. You can go and like the show on Facebook. You know, like the page, The Real Pineapple and Real Pineapple Games. You can go and follow yours truly on the Twitter at, or not on Twitter. Good Lord, I don't have Twitter anymore. You can follow me on TikTok and Instagram at J Hunter Real Pineapple. That's J Hunter and then art and then pineapple. And yeah, you can go ahead and follow the show pretty much wherever you listen to podcasts as well, at The Real Pineapple. Again, thank you so much for tuning in, y'all. I hope you have a great, nice long weekend. Again, please take some time to think about why we have a long weekend. Hug your families a little tighter. Show them some love. Give someone a call you haven't talked to in a while. You know, just check in on your people. The world is going through a lot right now. Lord knows we're going through a lot right now. So definitely check in on your people, check in on your tribe, even if it's someone you haven't talked to in a minute. I promise you it'll mean the world if you reach out to someone. Just say that you're missing them, that you hope they're doing well, and asking what you can do to help if they're going through anything. It means a lot, people. It really does. But stay safe, take care of each other, give someone a hug, give someone a compliment. We could all use some more positivity out there. Thank you to Doomsday Tay and to the Afternoon Tune for dropping in, saying hello. Appreciate it. Nothing but love. And never forget, as always, to keep it real. Thank you so much, y'all. Happy Double or Nothing. Happy long weekend. And I will talk to you guys soon. Peace.